Oh, and I have to get the court recorder back. Forgot you left.
Oh, you're fine. That was you knocking?
No.
Oh, because Michael, he knocked and then I walked out and he was already in his chair.
All set?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Carter Wilbur, docket number 20-908FH. Mr. Wilbur, I have an address on County Line Road for you in Brooklyn, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And how far did you go in school?
I graduated
Okay.
and went to work.
Okay, and do you work right now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where at?
All Seasons Underground Construction.
Very good. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wilbur, you have the right to an attorney. You are represented by Mr. Carroll. And Mr. Carroll, this is a plea then to the only remaining count, which would be count 2, correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, and would you read that, please, Ms. Allen?
In the People of the State of Michigan versus Carter Wilbur, file 20-908-FH, State of Michigan, County of Ingham. In the name of the people of the State of Michigan, the prosecuting attorney for this county appears before the court and informs the court that on or about November 1st, 2020 at Hagedorn Road, Alladin Township, Ingham County, the defendant did in count 2 commit the offense of fleeing and eluding in the 4th degree. That he did, being the operator of a motor vehicle to whom was given a visual or audible signal by hand, voice, emergency light, or siren by Deputy Kevin Stalzer, a police officer who was in uniform, and the officer's motor vehicle was identified as an official police motor vehicle acting in the lawful performance of his duty, directing the defendant to bring his motor vehicle to a stop, did willfully fail to obey such direction by increasing the speed of the motor vehicle or attempting to flee or elude the officer, contrary to Michigan law. This is a felony punishable by up to 2 years and or $2,000. Secretary of State shall suspend the operator's or chauffeur's license for a vessel. Privilege to operate shall be suspended for a period of not to exceed 5 years and was committed against the peace and dignity of the state of Michigan.
Mr. Wilbur, you're being charged here with what's known as 4th degree fleeing and eluding. That is a felony. It's punishable by up to 2 years. In addition, if you were on parole at the time of the offense, it would be a mandatory consecutive sentence. Have you had enough time to talk about this charge with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the charge against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about what we're doing?
No, Your Honor.
And how do you want to plead?
Carter, you're entering a guilty plea, is that correct?
Guilty? Yeah.
And that's a question that throws a lot of people, it's oddly enough. Okay, Mr. Wilbur, if your plea of guilty is accepted by this court, it means you won't have a trial of any kind and you'll be giving up the rights that go along with a trial. That means you'll be giving up the right to a trial by jury, or if you didn't want trial by jury, trial by judge. You'll also give up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty and to require the prosecutor to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You'll give up the right to have the witnesses against you appear at the trial and to be able to cross-examine them, as well as the right to have this court order any witnesses that you might have to appear at the trial. You'll give up your right to remain silent at the trial and not to have your silence used against you, or alternatively, your right to testify at the trial if you wanted to testify. Also, when you plead guilty, you don't get an automatic right to appeal your case to the higher court. Instead, you have to ask them to hear your case, and they have to agree to hear it. And when you plead guilty, you cannot appeal issues that would have been appealable if you had had a trial and gotten convicted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, if I accept your plea, it means you will not be able to come back later and try to claim that the plea was the result of some promise or threat that no one told me about today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It also means that if I accept your plea, you will not be able to come back later on and try to claim that it really wasn't your own choice to plead guilty today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a plea agreement, Ms. Allen?
There is, Your Honor. Today, the defendant is pleading guilty to count 2. Obviously, on the felony information, count 1 was dismissed at the preliminary examination. There's a sentence agreement pursuant to People versus Killebrew that the defendant received no upfront jail. We also have an objection to him receiving treatment under the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act if he is otherwise eligible.
And Mr. Carroll, is that a full and complete statement?
That is, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilbur, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree with it?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's an agreement about your sentence, and that is that you would receive no upfront jail. I need to tell you that if for some reason I decided not to go along with that, I would tell you before I sentenced you, and I'd give you a chance if you wanted to take back your plea and start all over. You got all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, has anyone promised you anything else that hasn't been said here right now in order to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone used any threats to get you to do it?
No, Your Honor.
Is it your own choice?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you are in fact guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then tell me what you did on or about November 1st of this year. You must have been driving a car. Why don't we start there?
I was leaving a party in East Lansing apartments, and I was heading home. And my group of people, I was with another group of people, and they were in their truck, and they got pulled over behind me. And I was scared for them, and I started to hurry because I just wanted to get home. I was nervous, and because I knew they were in trouble, and I was just trying to get home. And I passed another cop that was parked on Hagedorn Road, and I was just in a hurry to get home, and he pulled out behind me, and I just kept going because I just wanted to be home.
Okay, did that cop want you to stop?
Yes, Your Honor,
How did you know?
because he turned his lights on.
Okay, and so he must have been in like a fully marked car, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and despite stopping you, as you told me, you drove home or you started to drive home because you just wanted to get home.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you did that in order to avoid stopping, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and did this happen in the area, on Hagedorn Road in Allerton Township, Ingham County?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has the court complied with MCR 6.302, Ms. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Carroll?
You have, Judge.
Are you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already placed on the record, Ms. Allen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Carroll?
There are none.
The court finds the plea is understandingly and voluntarily made without undue influence, threats, or promises of leniency. It is an accurate plea. It's supported by the testimony. The plea is accepted. Mr. Carroll, does Monday, February 22nd at 3:15 work for you?
If I may have one moment, Judge, I want to look at something.
Sure.
Monday, February 22nd. That seems fine, Judge. Whether it be in person or Zoom, do we know which way yet?
That was my next question. So I'd like to do it via Zoom if we can. I need your client's consent to do that.
We
Mr. Wilbur,
absolutely consent to that.
okay, will you tell me it's okay, Mr. Wilbur?
Yes, that is okay, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I can take your plea by Zoom, but I can't sentence you by Zoom without your consent. So we'll do that by Zoom on the 22nd of February at 3:15. The only other thing, Mr. Wilbur, is you need to be sure that you contact the Ingham County Adult Probation Department. If you don't know the phone number, Mr. Carroll will give it to you, and tell them that you need to set up an interview. They're going to do it remotely, but they have to interview you for the report that they prepare that I'll use for sentencing. So it is really important that you do that right away. And your bond is continued. Do you have any questions, Mr. Wilbur?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Then you're all set.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you,
Have a
Your
good
Honor.
afternoon.